Hey guys, BigPappa Tav here, and I just wanted to give a quick review of Highguard. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting to have another video out this quickly, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this video because if you saw Moist Critical's video last night, then you may have heard that most of the devs behind Highguard were actually just laid off, and it's looking like this game may shut down soon. Fitting enough that the original title I had for this video was that Highguard is basically just Concord 2.0, and it seems to be following that trend that nearly 2 weeks after the game launches, it's essentially dead in the water. And to get into the review, I'm gonna just keep things brief. I didn't really care for the game that much, and by the looks of the player count since launch, I don't think many of you did either. People have been clowning on this game since the Game Awards reveal, and I thought, alright, maybe they're just, maybe the game's just getting dunked on for not being Half-Life 3. So I wanted to just hop in after my last video and give it a fair shot. But yeah, now that I played it, I get it. This is a real 2020 ass game. Every single aspect of this game is just so painfully generic, and it leaves zero impression on anything. The characters, the abilities, the weapons, the maps, it's also average and uninteresting. If it's not just a standard of modern day game design, it's a copy and pasted mechanic from better games, just somehow made a little worse. The hero characters ripped straight from Overwatch, but worse. The guns, basics like rifles and pistols. The weapon skins lack any sort of wow factor. Like nothing here makes me want to be like, oh my god, I want to get that. Oh my god, I gotta like. There's nothing that makes me like want to get these skins. It just all looks like so painfully generic. And this was over 3 years of development, and this is all they could come up with. And the friggin' team behind it is made of people who developed Apex Legends, a game that has such a fantastic art style and such creative characters and weapons. Where did that translate here? It just didn't. But let's get into the game itself. Highguard is basically just a first-person hero shooter with attack and defense aspects built in. They do try to mix in a few other different game modes, but it is interesting in how they mix and match these things, but it's just nothing. I felt nothing while playing this game. You and 2 or 4 teammates pick your character, and then you select your base from a few pre-made options. The base has 2 generators and a heartstone that you must protect. And from here, the game has 4 phases. The first phase is reinforcement. You can reinforce the walls of your base, making them more difficult to break through, but that just means that the wall can take 1 extra hit, or you need a rocket launcher, making it essentially pointless, and my teammates just almost never bothered to reinforce the walls because it is essentially pointless. Once that phase is done, the second phase is going out into the world and gathering weapons, armor, just a bunch of things that you're just let loose in this huge, just way too huge map to scavenge around, to loot for defense items. You can get higher tier weapons. And then there's also these crystals that you can break for currency to spend at the shop so you can buy other stuff like more rocket ammo. And the crystals are the one thing that in this game, if I could say that there's one bad aspect of the game, it's breaking these crystals. You have to play this timing minigame in order to get the most out of it or to make it go faster. And it's just so out of left field. I never remember it's there until I'm already fucking up the timing, and it just makes me not want to go for these. And these maps are way too big for this game, and especially for the player count. You can find enemy players and try to take them out in the phase of gathering, but it's almost completely pointless because the only thing that you gain by attacking them is reducing the armor that they picked up by 1. It's almost like the game was supposed to support larger lobbies than the 3v3 games that this game launched with, which they did eventually add a 5v5 pretty quickly, and It definitely helped. Like it definitely like made the game feel a lot better. But these are still massive maps. Like damn near on Battlefield scale. These might be good for like a 12v12 or a 16v16, but either the devs didn't have the time to implement it, or they knew this game would be impossible to find matches after launch. Something that the game is honestly already struggling with. The first game I went into, it failed to find a 5v5 game. But you go around, you gather until the Stormbreaker spawns. Then both teams rush to the spawn location, which, if you're like in most games, that'll be the first time that you see another player on the enemy team. You go, you try to grab it, and take it to the enemy base to break their shields. Then, onto the fourth and final phase, the raid, where the team that successfully uses the Stormbreaker goes to attack the enemy base, 2 generators, or their base heart, while the other team tries to defend and defuse the bombs that you plant. The first team to drain the other enemy's 100 base points wins. You can win on a defense raid, and it can feel good to like kind of flip the script and get them to, just lose when in all aspects they should have won. And that can feel good like a couple times. I don't see that being like a thing that holds people over. That's it. That's the whole game. Just rinse and repeat. Yeah, there are some challenges to earn in-game currency, but there's no point. The game doesn't even really feel that good to play. It's slow. The guns don't feel good to shoot, in my opinion. Nothing has any real punch to it. Even the shotgun. I do not like the shotgun in this game. And can we just make that a cardinal sin in first-person shooters? Don't make me hate the shotgun. The game is fine, it's functional, it's stable. There's nothing particularly bad about it, there's just nothing to it. There's nothing here to keep players engaged and no reason to continue playing past pure curiosity. I'm not saying that this game can't be saved and that there isn't a good foundation here, but with most of the team being laid off, I kinda doubt that this game is going to be able to turn itself around at this point. At least this game is free, unlike Concord, which had the gall to try to do this kind of shit with a $40 price tag attached. But yeah, I'm not going to dwell on this game and its live service model. It's just a quick 1-2 punch. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go watch Iron Lung and experience something with some actual mood, identity, and a pulse. Maybe I'll take a look at the game next too. That's it for Highguard. I wish the devs the best in trying to find new work after this game. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys next time.